Hello everyone, this is IST451, Fall 2014, Team 6 presentation, Next Generation Firewalls. Today, we're going to be covering current generational firewalls, layered security strategies. We're going to look into if traditional firewalls are still up to the task, and what is a next generation firewall, or NGFW. We're also going to look into see why it's such a hot topic currently, and the possibilities of what you should consider when adopting one of these NGFWs, and if it's the right way to go for your organization. So we have learned this semester, firewalls are policy-driven tools that are used to review incoming and outgoing traffic. They're strategically deployed on the perimeter of a network and also serve as security checkpoints between special networks, like demilitarized zones, or DMZs, and to protect resources that must communicate with external and internal resources. They're usually set up based on a set of rules to allow or deny traffic, and they inspect source address, destination address, source port, destination port, and what to do with the traffic, but they do not perform deep packet inspection. Because of this, we must also look at layering our perimeter security strategy. Common firewalls with other security devices are used to increase protection, including things like intrusion detection and intrusion prevention systems and web proxies. Together, these combine to create a unified threat management system, or UTM. This raises a question: are traditional firewalls still up to the task? They do have certain limitations, as they cannot perform deep packet inspection and are unable to analyze data payloads or perform decryption and re-encryption of traffic. They also are not application aware. That means that they are unable to distinguish between various types of application traffic or limited capabilities to enforce business policies. We also see that by adding these additional devices like IDSs, IPSs, and proxies, that you're going to require a higher skill set of security professionals to support these multiple platforms, which could technically lead to issues with vendor cohesiveness. The limitations result in exposure to more threats and attacks, as these traditional firewalls cannot distinguish between legitimate and malicious web traffic as security concerns grow. So what are next generation firewalls? Gartner's definition is a wire speed integrated network platform that performs deep inspection of traffic and blocking of attacks. In its simplest form, a next generation firewall should at least provide non-destructive inline bump-in-the-wire configuration and include standard first-generation firewall capabilities such as network address translation, stateful protocol inspection, and virtual private networking. But on top of that, it should include an integration of a signature-based IPS engine and application awareness for full stack visibility and granular control. It must also have the ability to incorporate information from outside the firewall, such as directory-based policy, blacklists, and whitelists. It should also have an upgrade path to include future information feeds and security threats, and SSL decryption to enable identity undesirable encrypted applications. So why are NGFWs such a hot topic and worth considering for your organization? Well, as we stated, they provide deep packet inspection as well as application awareness, and they integrate everything that you have into one device, making it easier to manage multiple security devices at once, and has a higher integrated functionality and more efficient than UTMs. They can also potentially protect against unknown and zero-day attacks. Overall, they're more capable to protect against more complex cyber threats that we see today. Now, when considering adopting an NGFW, there are some things that you should ask. Dr. Eric Cole-DeSanzitude came up with the following list of questions. We'd like to point to some specific ones. Does it analyze, detect, and prevent encrypted traffic? Can it perform code emulation to detect unknown threats? And what's very important is, does it integrate and work with devices from other vendors? Here are some more that we'd like you to consider as well. as does it accommodate customer-defined rules and signatures? Is it effective against zero-day attacks or other attacks lacking a signature? And last but not least, does it include user-based enforcement as well as device and application enforcement? So are NGFWs the right way to go? We believe yes. They'll analyze the need of the organization, but recognize the emergence of more complex cyber threats. NGFWs provide the additional security needed for many security organizations using traditional firewalls, and are the right way to go for enhanced security. So in conclusion, traditional firewalls are no longer up to the task. Organizations should seriously consider NGFWs and how to deploy them in the immediate future. Now that cyber threats and the operational environment of IT have evolved, firewalls must also evolve in order to protect against the new class of attacks.